So it's Friday, Thanksgiving, and we can see Bitcoin is coiling up for a move. Is it going to be up? Is it going to be down? I'm covering these key areas that we need to watch now this weekend, including some amazing altcoin setups for you, longs and shorts. Lots going on here. Let's go. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe. We've obviously got James in the house. Here he is. He's got red underneath his jersey because it's
red undertone for sure today.
Oh, okay. So we've just seen a pump by Bitcoin. We had a little breakout. We've hit our big reaction zone yesterday. We've just hit the first one that I gave you, that 93K. So we're going to cover this one now. James is clearly feeling a little bit bullish as expected. So let's get into the stuff. There is a bit of news. We had CME drama as well today. But overall, yeah, I mean, again, we can call this green, but it's actually been pretty choppy at the moment. And you can see Aptos there, -5%. That is at its last legs. It's at the candle low of the MEXC chart from the 10 of October dump. Is that one going to bounce? I did give the hackers a long there earlier today on the Friday Zoom that we do for the hackers. Zcash going to hell. I got stopped out of Zcash. I am done. That thing is off my watch list for the time being, and we'll revisit when we need to. So let's get into BTC on the 2 hour. What is going on here? And is this a fake out, or is this merely a little retest for a little bit more upside? So in terms of what we were looking at yesterday, I was talking about the possibility of another push higher, and that second pump higher is going to create bearish divergence for us. This is the moment right now. If we reverse now on BTC, that bearish divergence is going to confirm on the 2 hour, and then the probability of a rollover starts increasing just a little bit more than some kind of pumpage. Now, that is literally at the cusp now of a potential move to the downside. So we're going to watch this one pretty closely. Now, what have we done? We've pumped into our first macro danger zone, or our big macro danger zone at our 93K. And you can see this 94 is a 0.5 fib in the way, and we've got our rejection. Okay, so the question is, what do we do now? So right now, the market has been pretty confusing for me today. There hasn't been amazing clarity, so I've still got a mixed bag. I'm still running short on Sol. ETH has been chopping around a little bit, but I did manage to jump into a second ETH short on that rejection. So we're going to talk about that as well in detail, and we've got to plan our way through this wild west at the moment. So right now, big supports that we want to watch. That the move is not done. Even if we drop into 90,400, that for me is a potential bounce zone here for us. That is a big zone there. In anything down to even 89,600 can still be considered relatively bullish here from our local bull zone. Okay, so I've highlighted this, our DGen bull zone. So BTC traders, if we do get that drop now, 94 down to 89.6, that looks like a region you want to play around in, and possibly a reversal on the lower time frame. Now, the extreme degens, and I'm talking about the 15-minute traders, you can see what's going on right here. We've got a horizontal, we've had that breakout, and now this could be simply a retest of that horizontal. So all is not lost. And what I did on WEX was 400x long the living daylights out of BTC earlier. I took that breakout trade, and right now, as a degen on the lower time frame, I'm obviously looking for this little retest at the moment and looking for this one to bounce. So I've got a current stop at 91,370. I've longed this on WEX. It is 400x, but it's not actually 400x. Right now, it's probably more like 30x at the moment or whatever, but we're looking for that bounce. So the degen in me wants to see the second push up now into this 94K region. So in a dream scenario, we get the bounce, we push up 94K, and then we reassess where we are in terms of altcoins at that type of level. Okay, so degens, there's a long right now. You can see I am long at this level. If we drop a little bit lower, 90,400 to 89.6, and then if the wheels start coming off, you need to zoom out, you need to calm down, and you got to wait, and we got to see what happens in 88.3 into 86,800. This is our macro bull zone. This is our big bull zone here, and we cannot be bearish until we start losing that 8600, in my opinion. Okay, so right now, these are your levels. This is your playing field at the moment, and obviously the bull in me wants to see a little bit of pumpy. And what if we do on the short term this weekend? What if we start absolutely ripping? Well, look at this. I've got an absolute banger here, 97K. I've got a 618. I've got a VWAP waiting there, and that is going to be your next possible big short zone on BTC. So you've got your shorts to the upside there, you've got your bounce longs there to the downside, and remember, everything you see on the show goes into the Chart Hackers Discord. All of these charts over here are available for Chart Hackers members. Oh, and it is our 1 year anniversary today. I didn't even know that. Today is the day we launched Chart Hackers 1 year ago. So what I want to do is anybody who signs up to Chart Hackers today is going to get a $25,000 Bitfunded account from me as a gift to signing up. But you got to sign up today on that yearly package, and I'm going to show you the link in the chart description shortly. So what you're going to do is you're going to sign up on that yearly package. You're going to email dylan.giveaways. What is it, James? Will you put it in there? dylan.giveaways@cryptobanter.com. If you signed up today on that yearly package, you are going to get a $25,000 Bitfunded account from the courtesy of the Chart Hackers. Okay, so you're going to mail that. You're going to show them you signed up today, and we're going to sort you guys out. I'm going to show you where to get that link as well in a couple of minutes. Okay, so there we go. That is the Bitcoin playbook at the moment. Let's jump into some of the news. Let's see what is going on. And I took a quick look at the Lickies earlier, and it looks like a typical day in the market. Another 200 million just today, like another random, let's just liquidate $200 million worth of traders. No problem over there. And right now, let's see what's going on. Guys, who's feeling like this at the moment? Okay, 2026 will be our year. James, is this our year? Is this the one? Or
this is the one. QE's coming. We have Trump stimulus. We've got all kinds of good news coming. Everything's super bullish. We have a new Fed chair coming in. This is finally going to be the year. This will be it.
So bullish. I got to find my bullhorn.
So freaking bullish.
There it is. Okay, we got our bullhorn, guys. 2026. Lock it in. This is going to be our year. 2026. And remember, this pain, isn't this the pain, guys? When we think it's over, then we sew back, and then we zoom out, and these fuckers just put us in a downtrend. Well, I mean, at least we can enjoy our green moments. Okay, hopefully we'll get out of that. Now, guys, the big news today was the CME group actually shut down. And coincidentally, this feels like some of those crypto exchanges, funny enough. Incredibly, just as silver and gold were about to blow up, okay? Extreme moves to the upside.
Yeah.
We shut
this
it down.
Thing is so sus. I mean, the story is that their cooling facility malfunctioned, so they had to shut down because the servers were going to melt, right?
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Of course. Now, you can't tell me for 1 second that if these control every market in the world, that they do not have redundancy and have multiple backup systems for cooling and power and everything else, because this cannot shut down. Total horseshit.
James, of course they don't. Why would they have that?
Right. That would just make sense.
Okay, so guys, if you want to do the dumbest shit in history, I don't actually trade silver. I don't touch this thing. I ain't buying that shit. But I mean, you can see this thing is all-time high. Silver is 55. Previous all-time high, 54. If you want to long this into price discovery, like there's a possible trade here. Okay, you can do it on BTCC. I mean,
silver heads have been waiting for this squeeze forever. The paper to silver ratio is at least 2 to 1. It's insane. This was going to happen eventually. They may have finally just busted the bubble, and this is going to fly.
If you absolutely twist my rubber arm, I'll long silver. I'll long the top of silver. It's a 4% risk. Okay, if you guys want to understand the exit play, it's 53.3. That's a close under 53.3. That is the exit play. Okay, it's a 4% risk on silver. If you want to do absolutely dumb shit, literally longing it into price discovery, I'll tell you where it could possibly go if this does continue. If the move decides to carry on, you're going to do some simple science here. You're going to bang out your 1618 fib. And let's see, 59.93. That is going to be our upside target for silver. Okay, and Brother Nature says $100 silver. My God, that's aggressive. Let's take a look at gold. Also, interesting things happening with gold. We hit our second short zone again on gold yesterday. Look at that rejection. Bang. Down into 4,140. And they didn't hold back. Here we go again. Gold is breaking out, guys. Pick your poison. Let me know in the chats. Am I maxing long gold or silver? Actually, let me know in the chats. James will decide. Wrong answers only. Okay, so let me know. Let's go. Okay, let me know. Gold or silver? James will decide once he sees what's going on. We can max long it. And almost another 10 October. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty weird that the big guys are turning things off. Now, in terms of 𝗵𝗵𝗃 letter's got a couple of things to say. Trump says he'll keep stocks at record highs. Well, that's relaxing. 600 billion per year in Magnificent Seven capex. Fed cutting interest rates into 3% inflation. That sounds sus. Global AI infrastructure spending 1 trillion. What's another important one? Fed ending QT tightening in 2 days. That's obviously a big one. And Trump promising $2,000 stimmies in 2026. Okay. And James, what are we logging here?
The big news yesterday was that he's going to get rid of income taxes entirely because of the tariff revenue. I've been on Twitter this morning putting out some math for people that keep bullposting this, because income tax revenue for the country is approximately $2.5 trillion a year. The revenue from tariffs has been about 300 billion. So if you do some math there, I'm not sure how he's going to pull that one off, but sounds like bullshit to me.
Okay, well, here's maths. Okay, there's silver or gold. What am I longing? Silver or gold?
It's kind of split here, but I think there's been more silver than gold.
Okay, let's
We're
go.
screaming both.
Okay, well, let's go silver. I don't know. Let's go 20,000. Okay, let's go. Let's just straight to zero. I mean, this is like an absolute death wish here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Long the absolute pico top of silver. You can't get more of a top long than this. Okay. This is like, look at that order. They absolutely topped me there. Okay, let's see if this is going to play out. Now, guys, I just want to celebrate one or two things here. Number one, Coinbase, what a fucking pumper. Look at this thing. It's into the 200-day MA. We're going to close this one right here. I'm going to show you exactly why I'm closing this thing. Coinbase pumped into the 200-day moving average. Look at Microsoft, a classic TradFi trade. Look at this, off the 200-day moving average. That's all you need for these stocks and a little bit of balls. And there we go. Look at that Microsoft pumper off the 200-day moving average. What a banger. And look at Circle. That thing was bound to push up at some point. And MicroStrategy, I'm afraid I might get a little bit rinsed here if the crypto market rolls over. Okay, so that is obviously what I'm concerned about here at the moment. But I've literally longed the absolute top of silver. Okay, let's see how badly I get liquidated here. Okay, so that is that. Let's talk Microsoft. Here we go, pushing into resistance. It's almost time to jump out of that puppy. Okay, you can see here, here's our undercarriage. We were looking for a bounce, beautiful bounce off that 200-day MA. I hope some of you guys took that trade with me just to show you how simple these stocks can be. They can be pretty boring. That's why these trades take so long. Sometimes we wait weeks for a move or a drop or whatever. And when you get it, you just got to capitalize on those types of areas. So there we go, a nice bounce on Microsoft. I'm undecided if I'm going to close that yet. I'm fully out of Coinbase. I'll think about that for a while. James, don't say close half. Let's talk MicroStrategy. It's only reached these oversold levels 3 times since adopting its Bitcoin strategy. Okay, COVID, 22 bear market, and right now. Okay, now everyone else is waking up to a possible MicroStrategy long. I've been talking about this for a while, and we've still got our 152 main reaction zone. I still believe we're going to get a big bounce in MicroStrategy. They're going to squeeze the living daylights out of all those bears over there. PMG George, what is 25%, bro? Looking for a 30 to 40% bounce on MicroStrategy if we can hold 152. So waiting patiently. You can see I've had another dip at this MicroStrategy situation. Let's see if we get a bit of a move. And here we go. Coinbase is at resistance. That is why I have closed it. If Coinbase breaks up again above the 200-day moving average, you most likely have a fresh trade. What does that trade look like? There's your undercarriage. You look for that pop. Then you look for this retest, and then we're looking to send Coinbase a little bit higher. Okay, so right now it's at the 200-day MA. Close the trade. You know why. I just showed you on Microsoft. That is obviously a danger zone. Now, if the market rolls over, and I'm talking about the crypto market, Coinbase is coming down. Okay, we'll see it at 206 somewhere in that region. Now, who says close 50 to be safe? You guys aren't degen enough. Okay, let's see. Jim Cramer picked the literal bottom of the Bitcoin dip again. Not enough. It's actually unbelievable how accurate he is here. And they say we don't know how he does it, but he literally called the absolute bottom. Is it going to be as bad? He was bull
posting this morning. Did you see that picture? And he put a picture up of 3 bulls and said, I don't know, death to the bears or something like that.
Well, hopefully we can squeeze them out a little bit more. Okay, let's talk BTC 3-day. You can see the drill. We're not out of our danger zone yet. We are rejecting again on the higher time frame, guys. These are all typical short zones for BTC. One of these, if the market turns horrible, one of these could be, and I don't want to say generational short, but one of these could be the short that takes Bitcoin to 50K. Okay, it could be an absolute banger. So look out for these zones, 91,600, 98,200, and 103,600. These are all very important zones for me into that region. And if they're really going to extend it, look, there's our 200-day MA sitting at 109K. I cannot see this thing pushing through here in the next couple of days. If it does, well, we reassess where we are, but that is your absolute war zone at the moment on BTC. Now, another important marker for us is USDT dominance. Hit the bear horn. I only have the bull horn. I only have this weapon here.
We need a bear growl.
So guys, I mean, you know my sentiments on USDT dominance. I've got my alarm waiting that literally says, why haven't you taken profits? 5.68%. You can see we are dropping down at the moment on USDT dominance. And as long as we're dropping down, we will get a pump in the market. Okay, so right now it is still a little bit bearish. If we do lose levels and the market rips even higher, your next danger zone is 5%. These are proper take profit levels. You need to really be self-aware when you pump into those zones. That is going to be an exit plan. Do we have news out right now? The news is that Panda long the top, clearly. If he's asking, you know, anybody who says, what's the news, the market fell over, you know they've just long the top, isn't it? I mean, 100%. Panda, be honest, did you long the top, bro? Okay, let's talk generational short is what she said. So, guys, in terms of Bitcoin dominance, you can see we are in one of two big rejection zones here. And obviously, remember the drill. If it pumps higher, that means there's a lot of outperformance on Bitcoin versus altcoins, and the alts can get a little bit rinsed if Bitcoin is falling over. So obviously, altcoin bulls, we want to see a rejection in either one of these yellow circles. That is going to make the most sense for us there in terms of getting some kind of altcoin bounce. Okay, so that is that there in terms of BTC. 4-hour heat map back. Look at this thing. I'm out of a short setup for you guys on BAT. This is called Basic Attention Token. It's an old situation. I can't even remember what this dog shit is all about.
I forget. Yeah.
I mean, I remember trying to trade this thing at some point, but here we go. This thing is exploding, obviously not manipulated at all, and pushing into a big region that we need to pay attention, especially if you want to play the short game. Okay, so look out here. We've had a lot of success on these tokens pumping into major weekly resistance zones, and I don't think we're not going to be successful on this one. So look for something like this, a BAT, get your alarms on, 36 into 38, and it probably gives you a 30 to 40% dump to the downside. Okay, so look at that. Previous dumps here on this thing, 42%. Let's look at this other one over here. That was 51%. So if you pump into that zone, I'd say risk reward looks pretty good to the upside there. Who's talking about Brave Browser?
That's the token for Brave Browser. That's what it is. It's the rewards token, I think, that you get, their cryptocurrency for Brave. Yeah, wow, you can earn it by using the platform.
Well, pity I stopped using Brave because it was so annoying and shit. But anyway, other than that, get a short there at that type of level, 36 to 37, guys. So there's a nice weekend short to look forward to if they keep pumping this thing. Remember the rules with this thing. You go very small size, you go very low leverage, and you allow a nice wide stop loss, and you let this thing sweat out a little bit. Obviously, you want to do this in an isolated trade. You don't want to put your whole trading account at risk. But in terms of the downside, probably a 40% drop if this thing is going to play out. Okay, so look out for that and just give yourself breathing room and know when to cut. Okay, so I mean, you got to play at least a 10% there on a small size, and if it starts playing out in your favor, then you are cooking. Now, here's that Black Friday deal for the yearly for you guys. So I'm going to give away $25,000 Bitfunded to you guys if you want to join the Chart Hackers for 1 year. Okay, here's the current deal that is on offer. You go into the show description and you click on more, and you will see everything that I talk about on the show including the indicators and the school, and all this stuff is sitting under the show description. So you click on more and you're going to find it over there. Okay, there it is, Chart Hackers Black Friday. You've got my accelerator where you're going to get those indicators on a Black Friday deal as well. Everything is here, including the exchanges that we trade on as well. Okay, so that is that. Yes, sir.
Does that deal expire today? Is this the last day for that, or when is this finished?
For which one? For the Chart Hackers, let's see.
We got Black Friday. Oh, is it
12 hours? 12
Okay.
hours left, guys. Okay, so there you go. Don't forget Bitfunded as well. Buy 3, get 6, okay? And they don't expire. So you could buy a whole bundle of these things and use them over the course of a year or whatever you want to do. But there it is for you guys as well. That is in the description for you. Okay, I see BTC's definitely stopped me out on my 400x long on WEX. 100% been stopped out on this one. But 90,450, guys, this is going to be your first bounce zone. That he's bought another 44 million ETH. Feels like small money now. He's just trying to. He's shoveling in little by little. Little by little. Let's take a look at what is going on with ETH here at the moment. And VWAP rejection. Okay. I mean, I actually thought we were going to get a breakout here. 3,140 was a big one. It's not all lost here at the moment. This is ETH on the 4 hour. Your big rejection zone, 3,140. Just a reminder, look what we pumped out of yesterday, the local bull zone. We dropped into that area, guys, 2,980, and we got a little bit of a rocket out of that. So once again, all is not lost here on ETH, and you can see ETH is actually outperforming Bitcoin. Bitcoin's actually dropped a little bit lower, okay? So in terms of ETH, I would say it's not necessarily off a push to the upside here. What you can do is close under 2,961 will eradicate any longs. Okay, but if you want to be short here at the moment, it's a very simple playbook now. You're going to have your exit play is going to be a close above 3,180. I mean, 3,104 is going to be your exit plan if you want to short this move. So if you are looking for something like this now on ETH, the second push up and then down, this could be the ultimate play for you guys. 3,104, close above that, and that could be your bearish opportunity. Let's look at Sol. Oh, Sol is paying at the moment. Okay, so this when entry, we still short shot. We still short fart. Okay, and we're good. Okay, I'm going to take you guys through these things now. Okay, guys, James, remember, one smart fellow, he felt smart. Okay, so Sol, what are we doing here at the moment? This is Sol on the 2 hour. Let's actually clean this one up a little bit here for you. You can see we are rejecting off a local 618. So let's close that there for now. And let's readjust our bull zone here. Let's see where we are. Okay, so we're going to get our local bull zone. And that is going to be this one right here where we're sitting. So this is, let's just get our 0.5 in here. Let's just drop that there. Okay. This is going to be the low of your local bull zone. Okay, so just like ETH, just like BTC, all is not lost here at the moment. So you can see Sol at 139 at the moment could give you a little bounce. If it starts losing levels and we start feeling a little bit more pain in the market, here is your next bounce zone for Solana. 136 into 133, looking for action over there. Okay, 136 to 133, we are looking for action. Is fart pumping? Please tell me I'm not going to get rinsed on my fart short. Okay, so guys, Solana short for me, 152. If we do pop into that zone, that's a fresh short. We are sitting short at the moment with the Chart Hackers Discord. If there is a second pump on Sol and they flush out the existing positions, 152.5 is your short zone. In terms of degen bounces, 139, and then bigger zone 136 to 133. You are looking for bounces in that region. Let's look at our when entry here at the moment, and you can see this has been Giovanni ZEC feels a bit cooked now. We've lost some big level. In terms of Sol, we are still active here. Okay, this short is still alive for us at the moment. And remember that 4 hour was looking horrific yesterday. And we were saying we might get a second bearish divergence print. I can see this thing just turned up a little bit here and we didn't print a new high. So possibly if this thing starts running down, Sol is going to drop with the rest of the market. So if you're still sitting in Sol, there isn't actually a reason to close the short at the moment. And all that liquidity will be taken. Sol to 120. Look, that'll be a nice short, guys. If it does start playing out for us, that'll give us the result that we want. Okay, so any bears over here, your exit plan is, let's just readjust this one here. Your first exit plan is a close above 145, which is my current plan. Alternatively, you can use this wick over here, that high that we just had today, 143.56. If you close above that, that is going to be your next exit plan for Solana. Okay, so you got a slightly more degen stop loss, and then the bigger one that gives you a little bit more breathing room is this 145. A close above 145 is your exit plan. Okay, so the market's been ridiculously choppy here at the moment, guys, and yeah, it's like they must just give us nice things. I don't know why they refuse to give us all these nice things. Okay, let's see what's going on here at the moment. It's been a while, another wild day in the markets. Like, I'm getting absolutely caned on Hyperliquid, and I'm going to talk to you guys about that one now, because I'm still leaning to a long on Hyperliquid because we've got a bear that is $40 million short, and his liquidation is at 41, give or take. So I'm going to show you that because it might make a beautiful squeeze into that zone so they can take him out. There's our Altcoin short, still flat. I've added a little bit more to it. Sol shorts absolutely printing now. I've been adding to that thing. ETH shorts in play here at the moment. What do we got here? Sui mixed bag at the moment. Again, not doing much. Link really hurting my feelings. It won't do things for me. Virtual's been an absolute disaster. Asta was a trade from earlier today. Pump still delivering. I've taken some profits out of that one. 𝗬𝗏 also a tough call at the moment. It keeps pumping, dumping, and we're just not getting the move that we are looking for there at the moment. Okay, so we're going to go through a lot of these tokens now, and let's get into Hyperliquid. So remember, the train continues with hype regardless of what's happening. We know there's an unlock at the moment, and there's a lot of people waiting to see what these guys do with the unlocked tokens. There's a possibility that it is actually a bullish scenario, so that is also something I'm watching at the moment. But you can see they're burning more hype as the day goes by, and any charts, I found this interesting. He's pretty bearish on the hype situation at the moment. How's this? He's sending hype down to 25. It's pretty dark. Okay, I mean, there are big levels down there, so that is obviously something to pay attention to. But remember, everybody's obviously got a different view on what is going on. But yeah, 25, that's a big level. And in terms of this big short that we got here on hype, this is the guy's liquidation at 40.96, and he's $40 million short. Okay, so yeah, I mean, he's going to be sweating when we start pushing into his big zones. But right now, again, there's so much chop. It's difficult to pick your sides at the moment with what we're going to do here. Look at this thing. It's just absolute chop here at the moment. So it's a difficult one for me. So in terms of the next bounce zone on hype, what we need to focus on again is zoom out when you're seeing chop like this and start looking at our big bull zones. And for me, 32.9, that is going to be the big guy. Okay, so if they do bleed out hype today, 32.9, there's a long for you guys for this weekend. Look for that. Your risk is about 2.2%, give or take. If they drop it into that, that could be potentially the move that fires hype up into that 39.40 region to go and take those guys out. Okay, so 32.95, watch that area. That's a possible bounce zone. 2.2% risk, pretty nice risk reward out of that nice area over there. And remember, all you want to do is see this VWAP holding as support. Look at this. Every time we hit the VWAP, we're bouncing. Bang, 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 bang. So if we can get that bounce again, maybe that is going to be our ticket to the upside. Okay, that is the big ball zone. Remember, all these charts go into the Chart Hackers Discord for you guys directly after the show. They'll be waiting there for you. Now, let's talk about Pump and some meme coins here at the moment. Meme Master can't sum this up any better. My meme portfolio is fire. Okay, now, I mean, look, some of them we have seen a revival. Altcoin was good. SPX has been good. Brett has been good. A lot of energy coming back into these things. And Pump, a little bit choppy, okay? And in terms of yesterday's levels, look at this. We dropped into our bull zone again yesterday. Look at that, the local VWAP and our 382 for another Pump rocket ship. So again, they didn't give me my big rejection zone. I wanted to see this 32 region here for the short, and I want to leave this for you guys here again. I do believe if they pump it this weekend, that is going to be a short trade for you guys. You're looking for a push into that region. So 32 for me into about 32.6 on Pump. That could be a nice rejection. You're also looking at about a 2 to 2.5% risk on that guy. So decent risk reward. And then in terms of fresh longs on Pump, what you want to do is you want to drag up your fibs. Here's your local fib. So let's get our local bull zone in play here as well. Let's get our 0.5 running. So remember, you want to build a local bull zone. As long as you're holding that local bull zone, you can stay bullish. Okay, so down to 29 for me on pump at the moment. There's your local bull zone. And then if things really get ugly, all you need to do is you're going to pull out your macro bull zone. So you're going to go to your extreme lows, and you're going to drag it to the highs, and you're going to look for your 382.5 combo, and you can see a little bit lower down here. Look at that. There's your VWAP confluence with the 0.5. So you've got two long zones on pump. Number one is 29.3 down to 288. And then your next one is going to be 28 on the button. So anyone looking for a bounce play on pump, these look pretty good to me for some upside. That is zone number one. And you probably got about a 1.5% risk on that guy. And then if you go to zone number two, you probably get away with also 1.5 to 2% risk in that area. Okay, so remember the rules here. You just want to see this VWAP hold tied in with some fib and horizontal confluence, and then you should get something. You're looking for a 1 hour reversal on the oscillator, possibly a 2 hour oscillator reversal, and that should give you a nice move. If we close under the VWAP and we close under that 0.5 or that 382 combo, then things turn a little bit bearish, and then we start hunting 618 bounces, 786 bounces, and we just pay attention to the zoomed out view. We start looking at 4 hour time frames and things like that as well. Okay, so guys, there's your pump plays ready and waiting. You've got the short, you've got the long ready to go. Let's talk Altcoin. This is going to be touch and go. Okay, this thing, it's I mean, James, I'm looking at this thing. It can go any way. If Bitcoin starts flying here, fart's going to explode. I can tell you that much. Right now, we are still sitting in the short here. No reason to exit just yet. Your close is a candle close above 36. If you start closing above 36 on Altcoin, then I would say this thing is invalidated, okay? Lickies. And then we start looking a little bit higher. And then you want to start tracking some upside levels here on FART. Okay, so if FART does break out, for example, then you are looking at 43. That is going to be your next danger zone or your next target zone there on Altcoin, 43. And then you're going to target the highs as well. And your next target is going to be 47. So if you get a Altcoin breakout, 43 rejection, 47 rejection. Those are TP zones for you. Anybody still sitting in the short, it's still on. No reason to close this thing just yet. Let's look at our oscillator as well. That 4 hour turn bearish, it might come and try and squeeze us again. And if we do get those levels, 43 and 47, then you're looking at more bearish divergence. So just remember the rules. If you get stopped out on Altcoin now and it prints a new high, this 4 hour most likely prints a new low on the oscillator, which tells you that is bearish divergence. And that is going to add to the size of the possible downside move later on. Okay, so be ready in those types of regions. If you're looking for some action on Altcoin, it's 43 and it was our 47, 48. You are looking for that. JD Brews, an explosive fart, but it can also give us an explosive downside move. Okay, so things are very choppy and undecided here at the moment. We have to watch carefully with this market. Now, let's take a look at Brett, which has been an absolute outperformer. And yesterday I gave you two bounce zones on Brett. The first one was the upper local bull zone. Look at that. We got a small little bounce out of that thing. Then we dropped down into our bigger bull zone. Look at that. That's 382, giving you a rocket ship on Brett. So right now for me, I can't give you a fresh trade looking at this thing. We've already bounced off the zones that I gave you yesterday. So hopefully some of you guys have locked in some of those moves. All I can do for anybody sitting in Brett right now, what you want to be looking at is possible rejection zones. And I just want to highlight, we do have a VWAP floating up here, and this can give you tons of trouble. So you're typically going to look for the very same thing. If Brett starts exploding this weekend, this is the 2 hour chart. What you're going to see, or possibly going to see, is a reversal here. You're going to print a lower high on the oscillator, and you're going to see that price pop into most likely the VWAP at 2-1. That is a rejection zone. And then you've got your high confluence zone higher up. That's your 50-day MA sitting over here with some horizontals at around about 24. So in terms of rejection zones for Brett, what do you want to pay attention to? Watch these guys, watch the oscillator. These are your two danger zones. These are your two possible bear zones if the market pumps this weekend. What is Mia saying here? What is market is so choppy? Correct. The market is so choppy. Today it was being very confusing, and I think it's got to do with yesterday being closed and the US being a half day. Like, guys want to be de-risked. I mean, it's quite a tricky moment to be trading. So again, like, you just got to be hedged. For me, I'm well hedged here, waiting for the big move. Let's see when they are going to come and give it to us. Now, let's talk 𝗵𝗵. And yeah, I mean, the 𝗵𝗵's still running. I'm playing this one on 2-bit. No changes here yet. I have grown the size slightly. I'm at 13,700 here on 𝗵𝗵. No changes for me. No reason to close the trade. We did get a nice move on this thing, but we haven't hit our upper band just yet. You can see there's our big target at 49.70, give or take, on 𝗵𝗵. But right now, we are holding local bull zones. Let's pull our local zone up. And you can see here, we are just on our VWAP right now. Let's clean this thing up a little bit here. Let's put in our first horizontal there. And we just want to highlight our 0.5. Okay, so you've got your extreme local zone. Remember, you've got two types of bull zones. Number one, you've got your macro low, which you go back to that big sell-off we had probably 21st of November. That is your macro bull zone. Okay, so those are your main markers there, 382.5. Then you've got your local zones, and you move in slightly on a more degen basis. So for example, 𝗵𝗵, you can see over here, the 26th of November has created a local bull zone here. There's your VWAP. You can see the reaction we're getting right now. It is talking to us in that region. So in terms of 𝗵𝗵, if you want an exit plan, most reasonable exit plan for me is 4.7. So if we close under 4.7 for 𝗵𝗵, that is going to be an exit plan for me. That tells me that we are losing the VWAP, and we are also losing the trend potentially, and then things are getting a little bit ugly. Okay, so look out there for 𝗵𝗵, guys. I believe if ETH starts exploding this weekend, I think 𝗵𝗵 will catch up. Look what Brett has done. Look what SPX has done. Look what Altcoin has done. These things, they do want attention, and the degens do want to trade these things, okay? In terms of virtual, this has been an absolute nightmare for me. Virtual, I really expected more from you, sir, and a little bit disappointed in what virtual has been dishing out. So higher time frame, you can see 1.11, no changes here to our upside. You can see our support, 895, no changes. And here we are. This is the absolute lows. Let's get this extreme bull zone here. Let's get our macro bull zone. Okay, guys, there's your trade on virtual. Okay, you can see this thing is dropping. We've got a 0.5 here. This is bounce zone number one. Look where our VWAP is from the lows. Okay, so this is going to be your last gasp bull zone on virtual. If we close under that region, it's going to get SIF, okay? Because that is your 618 and VWAP combination. Now, we've got a FIB and a VWAP combo. These bull zones are traditionally 382.5 and VWAPs, but you can see here lower down, because of the size of that move, 618 is tying in with your VWAP. Okay, so 934 at the moment. That is going to be my last ditch bull zone on virtual. Let's see if that holds. I'm going to hang on to that long. I'm going to close that short. If we drop down, we're going to shut that short down, and we're going to add onto that long 934. I'm looking for that move there on virtual. Let's talk Asta at the moment. There's two fields here, or there's two views on Asta at the moment. Number one is, this is my win entry over the last 2 days. I still believe we can get Asta in this entry box between 105 and 1025. Why do I think that? Well, we've got our 618 fib waiting. We've got tons of liquidity over here. I think if we just patient, we're going to get the swing trade lower down. Now, something in the bull's favor that I looked at with the chart hackers this morning, obviously on the 4 hour, we are printing tons of divergence. So I said to the guys, if you want to play this game, you can go into the lower time frame and you can start playing these types of moves on Asta. Okay, so if you want to do degen things, you can see here we're at the absolute lows now of our bull zone, and here's a fresh long for you guys if you want to try it. So this is the degen long right now. I'm already in it, and you can see the 0.5. I've got a VWAP combination in that zone. I've got some horizontals here for us at the moment. So let's just confirm, where's our 618? Let's just bang in the 618 there. There it is. Okay, so that for me is the exit plan for Asta. Okay, so the degen trade we took this morning, if we close under this 1092, I'm cutting this thing because I believe Asta can come down into our main zone, and this is going to be the swing trade that we wanted to see. This is going to be the 17% move that we